Hello and welcome back to Taurus Says Tarot. I am doing elemental updates and this reading is for earth signs. All right. Nothing. Fucking nothing. Earth signs. I'll tell you right now. Whatever I'm going to tell you is basically going to be useless information. Not one jumper, not one card, not one flip. You don't care. You don't need to hear it. Is this what you want to hear? I know one earth sign in particular who will like that message. I love how you gotta just like call them out a little bit. I'm like, earth signs, you don't have a message. And then it's like, the fuck we don't. Okay. Chill, sweaty. Alright. Alright, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Any guesses? It's the devil. Capricorn. Funny thing, too, I don't even remember. I think it was Divinity with Dana or something. Her name's Dana for sure. I don't remember her tarot name. I watched an hour-long Taurus reading about the title. It was something like, The Devil is Losing His Grip. Or something. So, being an earth sign, both of us being earth signs, I just thought it was really interesting that me, a Taurus, would do an earth sign reading with Capricorn at the bottom of the deck. But it's really none of my business, so anyways, I'm gonna just read it out. Sorry, that was a little, I didn't like that. I mean, I do like it. I have nothing against Capricorns, but pretty uncanny. Pretty uncanny. Anyways, top of the spot, we got Queen of Wands, okay? She's a passionate ruler. She is a beautiful woman. She is large and in charge. Her presence is known. Her presence is strong, okay? Fire. We have the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Cups. Okay, so we're talking about this like strong, emotionally sound woman of passion and project. Then we have the Ace of Wands. So it's gonna totally be about keeping it under control and knowing exactly how you feel and moving forward in solace because you have yourself so figured out right now. Knight of Cups, water. Where she is passionate, he is compassionate. Okay, so also fire's masculine, water's feminine. So even though this is queen and this is king, we're getting our masculine energy here and our feminine energy there, although it might be a woman and a man, or vice versa. Okay, so these roles fit how they apply. Whichever one you are, whichever one they are. should it be two separate people? Sometimes I feel like I say confusing shit, so I'm sorry. I also feel like pulling my hair. It's not something I feel often, but it actually feels really good, and I recommend it. This is what I was saying in the fire sign videos. Sometimes the reason I don't edit the weird disruptions out is because I do feel like they're channeled messages, and you might have a lot on your mind right now. So a little bit of self-soothing for you, earth signs, since we all love to headbutt people. Just tug on your hair a little bit. Relax your head physically to help relax your mind mentally, okay? Never suggested that, never done that, but honestly, it feels really good. Whew, that's nice. Maybe you need to be a little more kinky. Either way, get that hair pulled, okay? The Knight of Cups comes along and he wants to help in any way that he can. He doesn't even care what the situation is or what your situation is, but he does want to help and he wants to be there for you. We have the Four of Wands, completion, and the Emperor, Aries energy, okay? So far lots of fire going on, but the Four of Wands can be the completion of a cycle where maybe you're done with this person who's always willing to help but isn't really fulfilling you. He's filling your cup, but he's not filling your soul, okay? So you might be done with this person, or you're realizing that this person completes you and that you make a really good pair and he becomes the Emperor, right? It could go either way. I like to leave the options open because more than one person is going to watch this reading, I hope, and not every situation is going to be the same. All right, so I like to stay open-minded, and I want all of you to stay open-minded, that these cards literally are up for interpretation, and I'm interpreting them the best I can. And honestly, the personal readings are always going to be more personal. Did I just say that? They're going to be a little more spot on than the general readings because it is for multiple people. So I'm not saying that I don't know, it's that I don't know you. Okay? So either the cycle is over, he's moved on and you found someone else, or you've realized this person completes you and you want him to be your partner. Again, not trying to gender anyone, not trying to assume anything of relationships or sexuality. Take it how it resonates. You know who I'm talking about. Sun, Knight of Discs. Lots of masculine energy all down this side. This last one's a prince, but he's still a boy, right? Lots of masculine energy on the left. Now, if this is you trying to balance yourself out, it could be because Earth is a feminine sign, and so you're calling upon your own divine masculine to try and help balance yourself out a little bit, okay? But the sun is here. Future's so bright, I gotta wear shades, right? So, Knight of Discs, Earth sign energy. That's what we want to see in an Earth sign reading, right? Oh, tired. Oh, got the yawns, first time all day. Might be working a little too hard, Earth signs. You might just be like really trying to make money. My legs started bouncing too. Work is making you fucking crazy. It's paying the bills. Don't get me wrong. You're going. I'm not doubting your work ethic, but it's driving you nuts. It's working out. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing's going to happen, but I can just tell it's driving you nuts. Seven of Wands, Valor, and Prince of Wands. Okay, so you're trying to be brave. You're trying to face things head on, and you're like, I got this. No sweat. I'm going to just keep going, especially if you're like hating your job. You're like, I'm not going to quit. I don't want to be irresponsible. Got shit to do, bills to pay, right? But you're also just kind of like not convinced either, right? Not convinced. Prince of Wands, he's emotionally immature to the point where he's almost emotionally inept. You can't even rationalize how you're feeling about this stuff right now. You're literally, I don't want to use the term thinking outside the box because that would indicate some sort of creativity, but outside the box as in your own box and you being outside of yourself, not being yourself, not being in tune with yourself, okay? So much to think about there. Lots of men, whoever all these men are. Could be you. If you're a man, you might be going through cycles where you're like really kind and caring and nurturing to totally authoritative and want your fucking feet kissed to making the money and hitting the bricks basically, and then also Prince of Wands coming down and realizing that you're maybe not where you need to be emotionally in your feels, right? Could be anything, but lots of masculine energy. So just pointing that out. If you're dealing with a man, if you're dealing with multiple men, if you are the man, lots of masculine energy. Okay, up top we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Priestess, and the Prince of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune, it can turn either way. It can turn in your favor or it can turn out of your favor. So if you're feeling like things are going well for you, they might not go well for long. If you feel like things aren't going that great, then it will definitely turn around. And the Priestess here, you kind of know, like you can see that already. You're on your path towards it and you're working for it, so you know it's going to pay off. It doesn't have to come as a surprise just for it to come. But then we also have the Prince of Cups, okay? So we did start with the Knight of Cups over there, and now we have the Prince of Cups. And the thing, oh my god. I'm telling you, y'all are working like too much. Or you're like working when you're not working kind of thing. Like bringing work home, thinking about it all the time, not being able to sleep at night because you're anxious about work the next day, like that kind of thing. Not healthy. You gotta set some boundaries with your job. But the Prince of Cups could easily be a boy, like a son. The Cups family often is. Like, this could be a fatherly figure. I should have mentioned that sooner. This could totally be a fatherly figure, and so could any of them, really. But the Cups family, for me, is always very family-oriented. And when I see the Prince of Cups, it's very often a child. And you may not be pregnant or expecting or whatever, so it could also just be your own... So I yawn it all today. It's my third yawn. If you're tired, just rest. Quit working so hard. Quit stressing yourself out. It's fucking annoying. Okay? So it could be a son. It could be you. It could be a regression of your own thoughts. It could be you manifesting this life and finally getting it just for you to shut down and deny it or not accept it or not let it flow to you. And then we have the Seven of Cups, debauch. So funny story about debauch. I was like reading cards with my friends and I was like, yeah, debauchery is like when somebody from your own team crosses you. And she's like, is it? Totally thought it was when you live in excess and you're kind of, not sloth, what's the other one? Not lust. Greed? Gluttony. So it's like gluttony. I was like, what? What the fuck was I thinking? Turns out in like medieval times, that's what debauchery was. The archaic definition. But that's not how it's used now. So it's an interesting twist. I love learning. You know, I don't tell anyone I'm perfect. Just because I do this, I mean, my readings are accurate. But my interpretations of the cards are my own. So if you're ever watching and I'm saying the wrong thing or whatever, I'm very open to learning more about not only my craft and my process, but just about words and cards in general. So debauch for me has always been the cheater's card. This is like the cheater's card. And it's funny because that's not wrong. Just because the definition changed, if you're living in excess, you could still be technically think of it as cheating because you're being excessive, going outside your relationship, asking for a lot, right? So I think it's still a cheater's card. Do you really want that kid? If the person that's giving you the kid is not the person that is going to stick around for the kid, you know, is having a kid going to be maybe one too many? Or if it's not a kid at all, is your own shitty perspective allowing you to be gluttonous and live in not squalor, but being a lush came to mind. I was trying to think of a better phrase, but like, you lushing out? Just saying. Three of Wands, virtue. Staying true to the self. Sticking to your own morals, right? It's well balanced. It's all about you. Eight of Swords, interference. Someone's coming along, fucking you up. Ace of Discs, you can promise it won't be your money. Or actually it might be your money. Hard to say. Something's going to come along and interfere with your money or interfere in a way that brings you money. It's always open to interpretation. That's literally what the whole thing is. Interpretation. Eight of Cups. Nine of Wands. Hanged Man. This is your meditation that I'm going after. Just throwing cards around. It's only a matter of not trying, not a matter of not succeeding. I don't like how many times I said not, but do you get the point? It's never a matter of not trying. I'm sorry. It's only a matter of not trying, never a matter of not succeeding. It's only a matter of not trying, never a matter of not succeeding. Bam. That's what I got there. Okay, so that was okay. That was good. It was a little confusing. I won't lie. But overall, I think you have a lot to think about. I just got him, so I'm going to shuffle these more before I commit. I think you just have a lot to think about, and it's not that you have to make a decision about any of it. It's going to be about understanding it, truly processing the way that you're feeling, truly processing the way you interact in relationships, processing the way people treat you in your relationships. That goes both ways. It's a lot to think about. Nothing to decide yet, but when the time comes and you do need to decide, it's going to be important that you already put in the work to sort of figure out what's going on. These are long today, man. 20-minute reads. I had no idea. Come on. Work life of earth signs. Work life of earth signs. What's going on? Who is it? Amdusius. He's like a unicorn, which I think is pretty cool. Capricorn, unicorn, you know, the vibes. Amdusius. At first it seems as if Amdusius is a very simple gift, invisible instruments and dancing trees. But when we think for a moment about the poetic nature of many of the early demonologists, it is possible that Amdusius may control something that is more beautiful, the wind. The swaying, dancing trees are a hint to his potential power. What other invisible force causes the forest to bend? Anyone who has walked on a blustery day while the trees whisper and the power lines hum can easily imagine where, if Amdusius does control the winds, the invisible instruments come from. Focus on musical endeavors, including composing and musical inspiration. I am so fucking done with this reading, and that's fine. Make music. I personally have been working on a couple music projects, so I love that message. But between all of the things, I feel like this message isn't for me. Good luck. I love you. I'm sorry, I got a little snotty at the end there, but that's what I got. I will see you next month.